So let's cover some more basics in Reaper. The first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and create a new track. I'm going to double click on the empty space. You can also go to track, insert new track. You'll get the same result. You can also press Command T or whichever corresponding command is on a PC. I guess it's Option or maybe Control T. But anyway, there's at least 3 ways that you can do this. So first thing we'll do is add a new sound file. So I'm going to go to Media File. Actually, no, I'm going to go to the Media Explorer. I'm going to do a View, Media Explorer, and I'm just going to pick a sound that I already have right here. I'll just pick the sound right here. So I'm going to bring this back all the way. Okay, so to play back a sound file, all you need to do is put the play bar where you want the play to start from. By the way, if you drag this play bar right here along your sound file, you'll actually get a kind of a cool scrub. You get to hear what it sounds like in reverse. Anyway, but if you bring it to the beginning and you just press the space bar, your sound will play back. Right, now if you want to hear this play over and over, you can set up loop playback. They call it toggle repeat, so that it's not confused with looping, which is a different thing, what we'll talk about later. To do that, you would select a certain amount of time. In this case, I am going from here. Now, the reason this is not letting me select the end of the file, but it's jumping all the way here to the end of the grid, is because this magnet is on. If I uncheck this, I can now select however much I want. Now, if I just play back right now, it'll play back and it'll move on. And actually it'll stop because there's nothing to play. But if I press this button called toggle repeat, the file will play back over and over, or this section will play back over and over. And so that's helpful. Now remember, this is not actually what's happening. In other words, if I were to export this project, I wouldn't get all these repetitions. This is just a tool for me to be able to hear something over and over. Let's say I'm trying to listen for a particular moment in the sound or something. So that's what that feature is for. So let's talk about recording. So the first thing you need to do to record is actually just arm the track. So if you want to record in this track, you need to press this button right here, the red button. And what that will do is it'll arm the track. Now arming is different than recording. I'm going to go ahead and delete this region right here. So now our track is empty. And I'm also going to get rid of this selection. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to right click, remove selection. If I press the red button, what happens now is the software Reaper starts to monitor, which means it starts to show me what the level of the incoming sound is. This is very important because you want to make sure that your levels are not too high. And the way you reduce the levels is actually not from the track, but from the source. Source meaning, let's say your voice coming through the microphone. If you're speaking too loud, then the source is too loud, and therefore this might start to clip. So if I get really close to the microphone now, boom, boom, you see how it goes all the way to red. Sorry, I hope that didn't hurt your ears. And so that is signaling to you that the sound is too loud. And if you record that, it'll distort. And I'll show you that. So to get rid of the red, I'll just click on that little red thing. And then to actually start recording, I have to have the track armed. I want to have my play bar all the way to the beginning. So I press this. So it goes all the way back to go to the start of the project. And then I press this red button right here. Now it's actually recording. Test 1, 2, 3. Now if I speak too loudly or if I clap my hands, what just happened is the sound got so loud that it clipped. And so if you look at this bit of sound, once again, I hope I didn't hurt your ears, but if you look at the waveform, I'm just zooming in, pressing plus, you see that the waveform looks like a normal sound waveform, and then all of a sudden it gets so loud that it's no longer being properly represented. It's now just a straight line. So that's bad. You don't want that. And of course my meter here shows me a red, even though it's not clipping right now. What this is there to do is to show me that the sound did clip. So it's warning me at some point in time it clipped. So that's not good. If you're having trouble hearing any sound, if there's no sound coming in, you're going to want to go check your preferences. Make sure that your audio device is properly selected. If you're just recording from your microphone, then I'm sorry, from your computer microphone, right? You want to make sure that your computer system is set up over here and you have the right setup. If you're using an external sound card on an external audio device like I am, you want to make sure that is selected. I have the audio device here both for input and output. And if I wanted to select a different input device so an input device and a different input device, I think I said that right, a different output and input device, then you would check this, and now you can choose, say, this Motu Ultralight, which is a particular sound card, and some other, maybe the speakers as my output device if I wanted to do that. Okay, and then if your sound card has multiple inputs, such as mine, you would choose the particular input that you're using. For example, if your sound card has input 1, input 2, then you can connect 2 different microphones. You may sometimes by accident plug in the microphone to number 2 and think you have it in number 1. Then this is where you'll be able to check which of the 2. Now mine has 8, so I can actually choose all of these, but normally it'll be 1 or 2. I mean, it'll be 1 or 2 depending on how big your sound card is. All right, so you are going to want to test your levels before you record, or else you're going to be recording something that's going to clip. So it's good practice to do this ahead of time. You can also set up a click track. If you want to have a metronome going, and in Reaper, this is very simple. You don't actually have to have a separate track for it. All you do is press the metronome, and now based on the BPMs that you set up here, so in this case, you're going to have hear a click twice per second because it's 120 BPMs. And that way, if you're playing an instrument or if you're singing to a beat, you can use that. Now, for that, you're going to want to use headphones, or else if the click is coming out of your speakers and then you record, the sound will be recorded into it. So you'll actually be recording the click, which you don't want to do. All right, so that's it for this video.